Good evening. You're listening to The Good Evening Show with your hosts, Henry Van Loon
and Adrian Wolfman.
With tonight's guests, gym teacher Chuck Wizzles, font designer Fedoran, and musical guest Herbie Water. Tonight is October 17th, 2017, and you're listening to The Good Evening Show. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, welcome to The Good Evening Show. We have a very special episode today.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We're actually going for a world record. Yeah, we have the record we're going for is the world's shortest episode of The Good Evening Show. Good evening.
Good evening.
And we have in studio today to be an official, to witness, Mr. Jeremy from Carl's Book of Records. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So I know we can't really do anything out of the ordinary on our show.
Correct. You must speak at a normal tone and a normal speed.
And so Mr. Jeremy will be interjecting here and there just to let us know how we're doing, and fingers crossed. So
hopefully he won't slow down the show for any reason or interrupt us when we're trying to make a good point.
I don't even know why you would even say that right now.
I will try to be inconspicuous.
Okay. All right, let's bring out our first guest, gym teacher Chuck Wizzles. Mr. Wizzles, welcome to the show.
Yeah, all right. How's it going?
It's good. Can I call you Chuck?
Yeah, sure. You buy me a beer later, you can call me whatever you want. You know?
Okay. You teach high school gym.
Yeah, I teach high school gym. You know, I keep the little bastards in order, and we play our games. You know, basically I keep them busy for a while.
Okay. I imagine, in 2017, it's really important for young people to get active and, learn healthy techniques.
Yeah, that's what they want me to do.
Okay.
They want me to keep them active. Really, I just like fucking with the kids.
Wow, okay. When I was in gym in high school, we played a lot of
What were you like in high school? What'd you play? You played
Well, we did...
play cards with your friends. What'd you do?
I was in regular gym, and we did regular gym stuff like volleyball.
Sure, volleyball's a good sport.
And we'd play we get the basketball out.
Oh, that's good. You shoot some hoops, do you, Henry?
Well, we played horse. We played a little tennis and badminton.
Yeah, I bet I would have loved to see you play dodgeball.
Well, we didn't play any dodgeball in high school.
What kind of school did you go to?
Well, dodgeball is kind of violent.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It's fun.
Well,
kids like violence.
Okay, I don't know that they do.
They like to run around. They like to beat each other up. It's just what kids. It's their nature. It's they like to throw balls at each other. It's
okay.
It's a natural thing. You can't interfere with it. In fact, you got to encourage it.
Oh, wow. Okay. I guess my next question would be, what kind of activities do kids in your gym classes enjoy?
Well, we do the dodgeball. We do hockey.
Okay.
We play some wrestling.
You play wrestling?
Play wrestling. Yeah, I let the kids come up with a backstory. I let them get up there. They pushing each other around,
So you mean actual like WWF style?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Are there any standout wrestlers among your classes?
Yeah, there's this one kid, Nick. Mm-hmm. He's kind of a bigger guy, right?
Okay.
And I used to give him the business. I'd tell him, maybe you should run a couple extra laps, Nick, because he's heavy. He's a heavy kid. I like to make the kids feel bad.
That doesn't seem right.
And so, eventually we're like, hey. Wrestling's kind of fun. Why don't you come up with a character there, Nick? You can participate.
Was he excited about it?
No, he wasn't. He didn't wanna play the wrestling games.
Well, what did he come up with?
He came up with Nick the Destroyer.
Oh wow. Okay.
And this kid's great. He just comes out and it's all this pent up rage he has. He just crushing these other kids. Even when he's not in the match, he just jumps in the ring. It's great. All the kids love it.
That sounds a little dangerous.
Well, they don't love it. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
And, I'm basically unsupervised, so I can do whatever I want.
That doesn't seem right to me.
And yet, here we are.
Okay, that's a good question. What brings you to the show today?
Well, here today, I'm the school's a little bit hard times, and
Sure.
we need to raise some funds. We're a perfectly wonderful high school. I don't know about the academics because that's nerd crap. I don't pay attention to that. But if we don't have enough balls, then what are they going to do? They need balls. Every sport's got a ball.
What about wrestling?
Wrestling, there's plenty of balls involved in wrestling.
Let's leave it at that. I have to say, I know some gym teachers personally, and
Oh, do you?
yeah, they, their classroom is a place where kids get to, learn active fitness, and they practice like stretching and routines that are part of being a healthy young person.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that you know gym teachers. You probably know physical education teachers or something like that. Gym teachers is all about getting in the gym, getting rough, beating the hell out of each other, just throwing balls around into hoops and or nets,
How long have you been a gym teacher?
14 years.
Okay. What got you into teaching?
Well, I used to be a contract killer, and I had a lot of rage.
Okay.
That I don't like people. I like to see them kind of miserable. So I became a gym teacher because, all I have to do all day is make these kids run around and have a terrible time.
That actually makes so much sense.
I mean, they're there to learn. What kind of thing is that? They're there to learn stuff, and then I come in and I'm like, all right, fun's over. It's time to, get hurt.
I guess they are learning something.
Yeah, life's tough.
Sure. I would love to ask more questions about your time as a contract killer, but let's go back to talking about school budgetary concerns.
Yeah, we need more balls, okay? We're out of balls. I don't know what happened to them. School used to have balls, but we clearly need more. We don't have enough.
So that explains the flyer that I saw you post up as you walked in today.
Yep.
I was wondering why it said that kids need balls.
Kids need balls. They don't have them.
Okay.
I mean, they had them at one time.
Okay.
But now they don't.
I got to tell you, just looking at the poster, I'm not sure if you're going to get to your target market.
What are you talking about? I got a pair of dodgeballs right here in the center of the poster. It looks good. It's got a contact number. I got a bunch of voicemails I haven't checked yet. It's my phone's been lighting up since I put these around town.
Okay.
So I can only imagine that we're going to have plenty of balls by next week.
Well, I hope that works out for you, Mr. Wizzles. I just want to say, when I was in gym in high school, I actually earned an award for gym. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Most improved.
Most improved. Oh, that's rich.
Well,
that's great.
I was proud of it. Is that a...
Yeah, I don't think the gym class is about improving yourself as much as it is surviving.
Okay.
You got to survive gym class. Because I'm gonna put you through the ringer. I can't believe that you actually had a positive experience in your gym class. That's hilarious to me.
I mean, my teachers were supportive, and they,
Yeah, there's no place for support in a gym class. Gym class is about, I feel like I'm an emotional terrorist, and I like that. I look for the weakness in the children, and then I exploit that weakness over and over. And then I grade them. They never get above a C, I'll tell you that much.
Really?
I might give Nick a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's the destroyer. He's pretty good.
He has pretty good grades otherwise?
I don't know about his grades. That's not what I'm there for.
Is he doing okay? It sounds like he's maybe going through a difficult time.
Yeah, I think he's got some home issues.
Okay.
So in a way, maybe this is good for him. Maybe he enjoys beating up his friends and, the other kids in the class.
We're running a timed show today, so I hate to keep
sure,
it
yeah,
short.
you're a big, busy guy. I got it. I get that.
Anything else you wanted to say to our listeners before we say goodbye?
Yeah, you got any balls in the building? You got any basketballs, soccer balls, volleyballs? I'll take any balls you got.
I will have to check with Stacy.
I'm pretty sure we don't have this. Is there sport? There's no sports in this building.
There might be like a racquetball.
So just no balls is what you're saying. You got no balls.
Oh.
All right, I'm out.
Wow. Okay, Chuck Wizzles, American gym teacher.
Oh, what a tool.
He's a gym, what do you want me to say? We'll be right back.
Well, hey, what you reading there, Henry?
It says here in the newspaper that Chicago has more rats than any other city in the world.
More rats? Get out of here.
Yeah, but it just got me to thinking, maybe rats aren't so bad, Adrian.
How do you mean?
Did you know that when rats go into battle, they never leave their dead or wounded behind?
I did not know that.
Yeah, did you know they're capable of holding a grudge?
No.
Did you know that when rats are worried, they often pray the rosary?
I have never heard that.
Not only that, but rats have been trained to build sandwiches.
All rats?
Most. So
Most rats.
the American Rodent Society is coming together to try to make Chicagoans reconsider the rat not a pest, but a bro.
A bro?
That's right. Rats are our brodents.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome
back.
to the Good Evening Show.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So that was a cool commercial. I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I like rats.
Yeah, rats are radical.
I know it's a little different from our normal commercials, but
Speaking of which, gentlemen,
Mr. Jeremy, yes, don't forget we're doing trying
was
to get
that a proper length for a commercial?
Well, maybe it was a little short, but we usually don't talk about the commercial coming out of the commercial, so I think...
Right, so it kind of balances out.
What do you think, Mr. Jeremy? Are we...
For now, you may continue.
Yes.
11 minutes, 48 seconds.
Okay. Well, I have to sneeze, so I'm going to step out.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's podcast protocol.
Yeah, let me just take a moment here to invite the listeners to think of everything that they've typed today and what it looked like to them on the screen, and then to think about who designed those typefaces. Well, our next guest, Fedoran, he is a typeface artist, typeface designer. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, Mr. Fedoran,
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. The Fedoran font is really quite simple.
Please, tell us about it.
It's meant to be seen, not heard.
Okay, sure, yeah. That seems like a pretty standard thing for fonts.
The thing about a font is you have to think about the ways that you're using the space between the letters. And for the Fedoran font, we use that space in a very unique way.
Ooh, tell me more.
There's none. The letters are stacked.
There's no space between the letters.
Not
So
at
they're
all.
just crammed.
We think it's time for us to save space and save time with letters that are stacked. The Fedoran font is available. Will be available in a variety of different thicknesses.
Yes.
Different pitch points, serif and sans serif. Meant to be read well at large and small. It's scalable, and you'll find the price point is quite competitive.
Oh, excellent. Do you feel comfortable revealing that on the show?
Sure.
And what is that price point?
It's $24 per letter.
Ooh.
That's for personal use. For commercial, that's a 3-figure sum.
Ooh. That is, Fedoran, that sounds very pricey for a font. What sort of,
You have to. When's the last time you purchased a font?
I don't think I ever have. Yeah. So you're saying that the price tag's high because it's the only font you're going to need.
It's the time for people to show their elegance, their class with their font choice.
I see. So very elegant, very luxurious.
What we're seeing is that everyone can write in Helvetica, everyone can write in Garamond, everyone can write in... It might as well be Comic Sans, really.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Well, nevertheless, we think that an untapped market is the designer font. And Fedoran aims to be the upscale font for upscale customers.
Upscale customers, yes.
Your content should be reflected in the character of your typeface.
Mr. Fedoran, how many fonts have you created before this?
Oh, several.
Several.
Yes.
So you are in the business of making fonts.
Oh, yes. It's actually a quite how to say this tactfully? There are certain patrons of font design,
Yes,
who are already paying for upscale private fonts, custom made. Let's just say they are of a very private nature.
Okay. Well, I feel like I
Each
want to
letter
press
is
you
a
a little
genitals.
bit. Oh. Ooh.
Well, no, it's not like that. It's a beautiful thing. We have
Genitals, huh? Mm-hmm. So how would you make it? Okay. Well, no, I can see how you'd make that.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously I can't show you, or your listeners, of course. There are some limits to radio.
So,
This is my first, I guess you'd say, non-genital font.
wow. Mm-hmm. So,
I was actually in Calgary recently at a summit, I guess you could say.
A summit.
Of patrons. And the joke became, what if I, for a lock, created a non-genital font? And
how big is this summit, just out of curiosity?
it's not big. It's not big. But
There are a lot of genital font enthusiasts?
I've said too much.
Oh, I see.
There are some names you would recognize.
Oh.
Yes.
Can you give us any of the names?
I'll just put it this way. You haven't read Faulkner till you've read it in Wide Open Beaver.
Now, Wide Open Beaver, is that one of your
I've
previous
said
fonts?
too much.
Oh,
I've said too much. No, I'm just a fan. I'm name dropping a bit there. We try not to talk shop when we get to these summits, but we realize, there's the amount of skill and talent and, let's face it, buying power in the room. We realize you could, maybe we could apply our skills to a larger market.
I see. And expand the customer base.
Yes. Yes. And so we decided to, I decided, I guess.
Yes.
I must say this decision has proven somewhat controversial. Controversial?
Controversial?
You could say that, yes. Controversial.
Yes, I could see how it would be controversial.
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 Yes. You see, when you have knowledge, as I do, of different elites' interests,
Yes.
they like to keep you on a tight leash in some ways. And so to see that I might be stepping out of their circle has proven to be a little bit, shall we say, risque.
Ooh, so you have been facing new challenges since...
Oh, no, there are quite a few people who have been waiting for me to make a font that they could send outside of a circle. And,
sure.
This is always a fear that you'll accidentally hit send on an email that you've crafted in genital bold.
Oh, no. You wouldn't be wanting to send a email out to your grandma in genital bold.
Probably not. But yes, I think the time has come for me to step out and to try to... I've been accused of going mainstream a bit here with this Fedoran font, using my name as such, and it's...
Well, mainstream is not always a bad thing. I mean, if this is a font that you feel is really expertly crafted, you're bringing a wonderful thing to the masses.
Let's just say my fans will still recognize a little bit of something in this font, shall we say.
Ooh, I see. So you've hidden genitals in the font.
I'm not going to say no.
I see. Well, can I ask you this? Is this font...
The thing to consider is a fact of everyday life is to hide genitals.
I never thought about it, but that's true. Mm-hmm. That is very true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we're just about out of time here, Fedoran.
Fedoran font can be found online wherever you purchase your exclusive designer fonts.
Yes, and if I have any listeners out there that happen to be in your circle, do you have anything you want to say to them?
Yes, if they're interested in purchasing my Fedoran family of fonts, they're going to have to contact me directly. It's unavailable online, only via hand-delivered, cart-driven carriage in a gilded box.
Wow, yeah, that is luxurious.
When people are purchasing a font from Fedoran, they are receiving it in physical form only.
Yes. Well, we're all looking forward to seeing when this one is completed. And I just want to say on behalf of the show, thank you for stopping by, Fedoran.
Yes.
We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, more Good Evening Show. From the terror mind of Kiwamakrungle.
Storms are coming. Looks like a nor'easter.
Oh, not another storm. Did you do that thing I needed you to do, Harold?
Oh, yeah.
Some things are best left remembered.
Sausages, lemonade, but wait a minute. Where's the bud cake?
The storm, it's so dark out. I don't know if I can handle it.
The dark is frightening.
It's the storm, I tell you. It's not like the others.
No one wants a watery end.
Harold!
Hey,
Harold!
hey,
Where's the cake?
what?
Someone left the cake out in the rain. MacArthur Park.
Welcome back. Thank you for listening to the Good Evening Show. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, we now have the honor of inviting into the studio Mr. Herbie Water.
Yo, yo.
Herbie is a live looping artist and a soundscape master. He's here to perform a song for us. How you doing today, Herbie?
Yo, yo. Hanging.
Yeah, you hanging in there?
Hanging.
Yeah. So, you were recommended to us by Stacy, our scheduler, said that you were very socially conscious. You're really active in Chicago specifically.
Yeah, we keep it woke. Stacy woke.
Yeah, Stacy is pretty woke. She's pretty woke.
All right, let's drop that social commentary, yo.
Yeah, you wanna play a song for us?
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Herbie Water, Good Evening Show.
$1.25 for a 2-ounce cup of soda. And what's worse, they made me pay 7 cents because I did not have my own bag.
Didn't have my own bag because
This is America, and that's how it works. Even the rest of the street, they have their own bag. You see when they go to the store and they beg for the bag, so they have their own bag.
was thinking shame on not having their own bag. Baby, don't you?
That was great. That was very interesting.
Yo, thanks.
I can't help but you're essentially doing a Reggie Watts kind of
Who that, though?
shtick.
You know, who that, though?
Reggie Watts?
Yeah, I mean, like,
No.
I've never heard of that, man.
You've never heard of Reggie Watts?
No, man.
You're
not
a
even.
looper, and you've come on.
Nope. Okay.
All right, fine.
Whoa, voice just changed there.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Reggie Watts. And,
Yeah, how could you not be?
Well, I got a looper, and people seem to like when I did the Reggie Watts stuff, and so I just kind of ran with it. It's not easy being Herbie Water, trying to book a show, but
You become Herbie Water, and people will book a show for you.
Oh, I see. So you're adopting a persona.
Yeah, it's all about, how deep your voice is.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the show and lending your impersonation talents.
Thank you.
What you think about that, Henry?
It's okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good looping.
I could do that.
Well, that's all for our show tonight.
I wonder how we did. How we do, Mr. Jeremy?
How did we do?
Gentlemen, at this time, it is 26 minutes of a show. After credits, that will put you well below the requirement for the shortest good evening show ever.
Yeah, I knew we could do it.
Congratulations.
In your face, Carl's Book of Records. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not much in their face. We'd like to...
Right, we want to be in the book.
It's
a good book.
It's a great book. Great company.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Jeremy, for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me. It has been a pleasure. I have greatly enjoyed everything.
This is counting against our time. I just want to check.
No, it's not.
Sorry.
You should be contacted tomorrow with further details. Thank you, gentlemen. You've done an adequate job today.
Oh, all right. I feel like that's high praise from...
Carlos will contact you in the morning.
Yes.
Good day.
All right. I'd like to thank our guests, gym teacher Chuck Wizzles, font designer Fedoran, and musician, multi-instrumentalist, and pedal looper Herbie Water. And, of course, our special guest today, Mr. Jeremy from Carl's
Mr.
Book
Jeremy.
of Records.
It's so great to have him here. He was a very strange, imposing figure, but it was nice to have him here because we're gonna be in the book.
I can't wait. I always buy Carl's Book of Records every year.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not even a different edition or anything. I just buy it. Yeah.
You have a favorite one that just a great year that you really like?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the Good Evening Show.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. See, this is why we are lucky we got the record.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The Good Evening Show is edited by Adrian Wolfman. Produced by Henry Van Loon and Adrian Wolfman. Guest scheduling by Stacy. You can email The Good Evening Show at jamginaproductions@gmail.com. Void where prohibited.
A Jamgina production.